and the final will be adjusted.
Thank you.
All right, just real quick, thank you for sending out checks in such a timely, I think I speak for everybody in the room and for the grantees. But can I say real quick, I feel like I'm a big bad Maritime Museum at the moment who, the Maritime Museum applied for this grant. We do receive money for 5 years to help with the renovation of the building on the Channel Islands Harbor. That was the purpose of the funding from the city. There is a restriction on groups that receive money as a line item in the budget. So I just feel like I need to say for the record that the Channel Islands Maritime Museum applied in good faith and good conscience for this grant. And I understand that your consideration, I would like to ask if we could appeal to the consider it.
Yes.
And real quick, can I just say, with what Jim, you still here? Said that I think it's a wonderful opportunity to work together, take our brands, and Goldwings in particular, we reached out already. We are about to go into an evolution to be more of a participatory Oxnard, wonderful energy, everything is happening, contemporary art, and I look forward to telling you more about that in future meetings, but it's part of our study because of this.
And we're going to have just one last comment, then we've got to get on to the other agenda item. Yes.
Yes, even though we got granted, I'm gonna speak as a young black man, and I'm gonna keep speaking as a young black man. If I walk into a jewelry store and I take that diamond, do you think the police gonna let me get away with that diamond, or they're gonna arrest me? What you did today is you looked at the youth and you put a boot on their necks. These kids, every day drawn, everywhere. Gigi's drawn. Us, Mr. Gomez, my score was an 81%. It was a 76% that got way more than me. With everybody in this room, I guarantee you, none of you has been in the paper more than us, magazines, or stomped the grounds like we do for these kids. We actually change kids' hearts. We're talking about gangsters that can rob you at Walmart. We take the words out of these kids' mouth and make them use it as positivity. We're talking about a young black man and a young black woman. But it's not about us. It's about my black sister, my brown sister, my white sister, that's all under the age of 30 and 60 and stuff like that. When you put your boot on their necks, you make them go do other things to get what they need to get done, what they need to get done. That's dangerous. Some of you don't care. Some of you getting 12,000. Some of you getting 16. But when you put your boot on their necks, guess what happened? Have y'all been hearing these gunshots out here lately? Have y'all been seeing these kids laying in the street with all this blood on the concrete? Some of them kids are artists. Some of them kids are graphic artists. You put your boot on these kids' necks, and they're gonna go find some other means. They won't be at this meeting. They'll be in your museum. They'll be at your store waiting for you to come out of there with your cash you just bought. And Christmas would not be good for you. Be careful how you do things. Police won't let us get away with jewelry, and we ain't trying to let y'all get away with murder. To me, you just stole from a lot of people in here. Whether I'm getting it or not, I could care less. This is what we do is for the kids. You better think about what you're doing when you're doing stuff like this.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, brother.
Let's go on to the next item. Sorry.
And just before we close out, because the issue, has been addressed, and I completely agree with some of the comments that the funds are there. It's just a matter of how we prioritize things and how we allocate funds. So the money's there, we need to do as a city a better job, I think, of redistributing the funds to the community. With that said, on January the 9th, there is going to be a pre-application session for any group that's interested in possible entitlement grants from the Housing and Urban Development on the federal CDBG funds. So CDBG funds this year are going to be opened up to nonprofit groups so that they can weigh in and possibly get some of this funding. In years past, that wasn't the case. In years past, a lot of these funds have gone internally to a lot of city-sponsored groups. But on January the 9th, mandatory pre-application meeting for a lot of groups within this room to say, I'm doing this for the community and I want some of these funds. So I just want to make sure that that information is put out there and that there is a new opportunities for some funding sources.
Place
And,
and time.
It's going to be the January the 9th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The session for CDBG funding, which would be funding that would be eligible for a lot of the groups in this place, is from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So at the public library in room B, in conference room B. So 3 to 5 p.m. Again, these are funding sources from the federal government that prior to this year, my knowledge, had not been opened up to nonprofit groups outside of city-sponsored organizations.
Marina, Debbie and I have been involved in that process for 18 years. It is the most in-house corrupt E&M
All right.
process. Please be there so you can help us,
Let's,
because then it'll be the same thing all over again.
But let's move on to item.
I just want to make sure that
Thank you very much.
before everybody has to
Very good news. Okay. Grant event.
Sorry to say that we were waiting for this session to be over. Recommendation by several members of the committee from the last meeting, we recommended to wait off until this was resolved because we were getting very few people volunteering to participate, and we were afraid we weren't going to have anybody there at the event. But we were going to postpone it for a later date so that we can showcase everybody and give everybody the opportunity to present their works, and hopefully, we'll find either Sugar Beets was open to it, and they're just waiting for the event to happen.
All right.
How is that gonna be announced? I mean,
I
I knew nothing about it, and then I called and to find out if the event was gonna happen, and then suddenly I get an email. It's like, you're off in Neverland, and then suddenly you're not told, or you are told, and you gotta inquire about it. How are we supposed to find out?
I called, I had half of the list. I called, from the 29 grantees of last year, I called the first 16, and then somebody else in our committee took the other half. Then I sent a blurb out on the email. Tell me which organization?
Oxnard Community Concert Association.
Okay.
And I got the email after I called, I think, Dan, asking about what was going on.
Well, first of all, this is a volunteer event, this committee, so we don't have staff support either, so bear that in mind, so the city staff support can help the committee, that's usually how it works.
We'll be happy to send it out.
Yeah.
We get that.
I'll make sure that we'll get it to you, and then it gets out there.
So once we finalize a date and a location, and I think that's why the information hadn't been dispersed, because nothing had been finalized. So that's probably why there wasn't information that went out to the groups. However, when we come up with a date and a possible location, we'll make sure that everybody who got funded know, so that they're aware of the date in a very timely fashion and manner.
Okay, all I was saying was, the date initially was December 7th. There was a format put together. Last week I would have worked on all the information based upon the format I was given. Okay? But I heard no information about it. And that's why I called Dan and said, what is going on? And he asked me to call, I think, Jim or maybe you, to find out what was going on. And I made those phone calls and I got the information. But, up until that point in time, it was in Neverland.
Okay, well, we need to do better with that, too. But thank you very much, everybody, for working on that. I know it's been frustrating. I hope we have a nice event in the near future. Going on to, we already talked about staff support. I'd like to, we have people here to discuss public access. I'd like to take that out of order if we could, then go back to the other. We're only scheduled to meet an hour usually, and I want to respect everybody's time. So can we do that as a
I think it's your next item.
Is
You
it-
can cover the other items.
we can discuss cultural rights commission?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I think-
You're right.
That's okay. Anyway, public access, we do have a couple of speakers on it, and one is first Steve Nash.
Thank you. Will there be a report associated with B5?
No, there's no update for this committee. Virginia and I are here just for information for the committee's purposes. But they have already made their recommendations.
Well, what I was thinking is not necessarily belong in this committee. I thought it was going to community relations committee. So it's just sort of here as a placeholder.
Therein lies the problem because as a continued item under old business, there's at least 6 people from my division who that, we don't need to be here, we don't need to be, I'd rather be at home in bed. So
Sorry about that. So maybe can we drop it off our agenda?
Thank you.
Jim Gilmer?
Just real quickly, regarding the public access, and I know there's been a lot of groups, some of us have been way on the front end, some have emerged. And I've been hearing some undertones that, Oxnard College Film and TV is being considered, and obviously with $20 million worth of facilities. Whenever you take on a public access station, the money that the city has, whatever, 1.5, 2 million, whatever that is, and the restrictions around the use of that for equipment and a small percentage that goes to the city, soft money. This is still a tremendous fundraising effort, and I'm hoping that whatever sort of, one-on-one dialogues are going with the college or whatever, which I'm supportive, certainly of Oxnard College with all its assets, but at the same point, I think that we want to have a real robust community participatory element to this and sort of bring all the groups together, bring Oxnard College together, and really do something, because getting just the equipment money is not going to be enough. There's salaries, there's operations, there's the same thing we're trying to do here. So I'm hoping that we can all effectively work together, if it's the college or whomever, to make this happen. Thank you.
Okay, as we said, this will drop off cultural arts committee, and we won't be discontinuing. Sorry about that. New business? Okay, fund balance, Mr. Anderson?
Yes, we're going to be adjusting this based on the outlay that will be occurring with the issuance of the checks. And I think there was an adjustment made by the finance department, so we will give you an updated, more accurate figure in January.
May I just ask one question? It says that there's, if we spend $163,000 and then there's $229 in October, but it says the fund balance is $153. Is that after the subtraction of the $163?
That's why I have to.
Yeah, because it looks like then we had a big influx from those last 2 months. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I would actually suggest we hold off the future items discussion. Okay. This is the point where we have committee business. Personally, don't have anything to report. Anything?
No, just, again, January the 9th, please make sure you, any nonprofit group that feels that they have a worthwhile project and good things to do in the city to attend that meeting. And Mr. Auditor, can we possibly send out an email to all, to the entire group with that notification of that meeting?
Sure. Thank you. This is our next official meeting is January 13th. But this is the point we have group announcements. Yes.
We will be performing on ABC HD on December 31st. We were blessed that Punch TV gave us a call. They're part of ABC. We're actually working on our reality show. We're working on our public access, which will be playing in Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Birmingham, and hopefully it gets down here. So we got a lot of things going on that a lot of you guys don't know about it, but we're actually out there. So that's what we do.
Great. Dr. Cortese, and then
Teatro de las Americas is providing a Christmas songs and stories event on Saturday and Sunday night of this coming weekend. Whatever the dates are, in my head right now. 14th and 15th. It is free. We're not going to charge. We pass a hat around. If you'd like to come, get there early because there's only 70 seats and some standing. My buddy here is going to be singing, and I am too, but I'll keep my low voice. And you won't hear me, but you'll hear Sherry. It is free. It's traditional Christmas songs and some stories you probably haven't heard. One of the lead stories is how Mama Noel, Mrs. Claus, had to deliver the Christmas gifts because Papa Noel had the flu. And it's very fun. So you're all welcome. It's going to be at 6:30 both nights, Saturday and Sunday, 6:30. With pie and jumping around the laughter.
I was invited as an Oxnard artist to participate in an exhibition in the Ojai Center for the Arts. The exhibition is called "'Tis the Season" Art Exhibition, and it's about the interpretation and reflection on the meaning of the season by artists. I'm going to be in the front case with my clay works, and it's going to be 10 works, and it came out to be really nice. And the opening is this Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. I hope you can make it. It looks really nice. It's new work.
At Golding's Children's Museum, I just wanted to let you guys know that we got second place in the parade. It was wet, and I have to tell you that it was like pouncing on us while we were waiting to go. We were number 82. And so then as soon as we stepped out on the street, the sun came out, it was a Christmas miracle. And then it started raining again once we were done, but it was great. It was wonderful to see as many people out there as were out there. Also, we were in San Francisco yesterday, which was a lot of fun. I totally recommend it. It's a great community event, and it'd be a great place to have a great band playing. And everything. I think Jordy Rice was playing. It's an awesome band. So what I wanted to mention about Golding's is we really amped up our programming. We're aiming for older kids as well. We started something called Wing Knots, and it's open a little later in the afternoon for after school stuff, and it is like Lego robotics programming and science getting into it deeper, and we got expanding Jurassic Jerry, and so we're really amping up our programming. Our music is also, we're trying to get our programming going again so we can have more interaction. But I want to reach out to all of you, all of us and everybody else, because that is where our strength is, in bringing musicians in, bringing, I mean, Javier's group has been several times, we'd love to see you again, but I don't even know what everybody can do in the room. We have a venue, we're trying to get a better venue at Golding's for our Children's Museum location so that we can feature everybody. So please, Julia, let me know, and I think we could all work together as a site.
Yeah, this Friday we have a big event, and I'm going to tell you about it.
It's a problematic event for us. It's a documentary made by a young man from Oxnard. His name is Chuy Santillan. It's about the Garcia boxing family. We're torn about how much emphasis in the city there is toward boxing. Nonetheless, these people have put Oxnard on the international boxing map. This movie has won some awards. We encourage the community to come and see. And maybe what we can do is get those people up because they're making a lot of money so that they can fund the arts. That's really what we're trying to do. 6 o'clock, Cafe on 8.
And I'm contributing my photography there. I have been photographing the Garcia family for the last 45 years. So I have some of the world's champions when they were practicing at 12, 13 years of age. Now adults, so I'm going to have them exhibit there.
Other,
STAC is having
having an event tomorrow night. It's an artist get-together. We're gonna have holiday arts and crafts, an open mic, and everybody's welcome to come. I'm bringing a popcorn machine, so there'll be free popcorn at the kitchen tomorrow night, 6:30 to 9. And then Saturday is gonna be the CP Live event here in the Theater Plaza from 6 to 9. And ENS is gonna be there. We're gonna have some other performances, and we're gonna focus this more towards the children and getting the children out. And we're also gonna have holiday arts and crafts for the kids. And then December 21st, 5:30 to 8:30, we'll have a family art night at Tomas Cafe, and we're gonna bring out, performances and encourage the kids, and also do arts and crafts. And these are events that we're gonna try having regularly. And for the family art night, we're gonna try to encourage, different programs around the city where families could come out with and interact with their kids and have a place to go with their kids.
How many times is that?
That was 5:30 to 8:30, Tomas Cafe.
Thank you. I want to recommend that any of you also consider, if you're in the age category, if you know people in there, the city is taking applications for youth commissioners. That can be 18 to 25, and the deadline is December 31st. Take a look at the information on the city website. Julie?
Yes, I also wanted to mention that I have Zumba going on Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Please come and
Where?
dance, Cafe on It.
Anything else back here?
Hi, my name is Deanne Castillo. I'm with the Oxnard Scholars After School Program. I feel that, first to explain, we're an enrichment-based, project-based enrichment for students all in every elementary in Oxnard. And I just feel that our program doesn't have enough, doesn't give as much city exposure to our kids. We try to get them in events like the parade, Sound into the Sea, and things like that. But when it comes to displaying their artwork and things like that, they're just not as aware of it. So if we could get together, any of you who'd like to be a part of that, or open your venues for them, and we can see what we can do to expose them to that.
December 31st, thank you. One more? Anyone? Yes, Abel?
Thank you to Gigi and staff for being a collaborator with the district for so many events. They're always there for us. So yes, this Saturday on CP Live, we get our finish up our permits on that one. But the other things I wanted to mention is we've been pushing a lot for like shop local, support your local businesses, and a lot of these guys that we've been encouraging to merchants to decorate their windows, their storefronts, to make them look even more attractive as we invest in also in the overall street decoration. So artists are a great resource. So I invite all of you. We put together like a short list of that we knew of, like guys that do window painting, but invite you all to go in and talk to some of these merchants, and a few bucks, and that helped them, and they're helping you as well, I think. And then also wanted to mention outside of our domain, or outside of the district, but I think an interesting event over at Oxnard College this Friday, I believe, Saturday?
It's Friday.
Friday, right, Rick Nahara.
Yeah.
Rick Nahara, author, comedian.
At the Performing
At
Arts
the
Center.
Performing Arts Center, so.
Back there.
Free meal, too.
You want to display your art? Well, that's what we do. And my grant was for a traveling art gallery, and in cooperation with CP Live, come see us.
Yeah, and we want to start gearing towards the kids getting their art displayed.
Oh, good.
So,
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
definitely.
So we'll give you a cat.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be in touch right now.
Well, you are, was there one more? Gil, are you performing somewhere?
I am, but that's not what I want to speak about. I just want to say that to everyone here, this is a tremendous opportunity. You don't see this, if you've been to any number of cities, or maybe just one, but you don't see this kind of activity being proposed either by city governments or just people in general. And it's a tremendous opportunity for we as people of the artistic community to take this opportunity and run with it. And so all the other stuff, everybody's got an agenda, be it small, great, or in between. But we need to, as artists, understand that our struggle is different from maybe other people, because we face not only a struggle in the work that we do, but the struggle to get it out there and even get it supported. So I just want to say, you know, to all of you folks, again, you know, everyone is great. And that's your own call. And so don't let anybody diminish your greatness. No matter if it's a city government, whether it's a supervisor, whether it's a possible friend, you cannot let people diminish your value. And so this is a great opportunity to come and exchange your ideas, your successes, your disappointments. And I just say take advantage of it, you know, because it's not going to be here every day. You're going to find it won't be here every day. They're already talking about maybe not funding it for next year or the year after. So I just want to encourage everybody, when you come to this place, look at it as a place of communication at the very least, maybe even a refuge for, you know, a lot of people here, you know, I haven't met before, but there's this opportunity here to meet and greet.
Thank you,
So,
Joe. I'd like to
take advantage.
adjourn the meeting and ask you to do prayers and thoughts for our former mayor, Dr. Manuel Lopez, who's in the hospital. He had a heart attack last Friday evening, and he's doing better. Just got to notice he's doing better, but your thoughts and prayers and good wishes are very much appreciated. Thank you. Happy holidays.